I had the opportunity to be on Soft White Underbelly's channel, and to me, it was a huge honor. I had followed Soft White Underbelly for a long time. It was one of the first channels that I ever followed when I got sober. When I decided I wanted to get sober, I wanted to learn about addiction, and I've always been that way, where I wanted to learn. Like I wanted to understand and try to put words and terms and all of this to what I was struggling with. And it was hard because it was okay to be an alcoholic, but I was also a cocaine addict. And I had this weird stigma around it. How do you talk to somebody that you're a cocaine addict when I didn't even believe that it could fully be as addictive as it was? So I came out and told everybody I was an alcoholic, but I dug into addiction when it came to drugs because I was also a drug addict, not telling anyone. I found his channel and I loved the interviews. I loved the realness of them. I loved just to hear people share, and it wasn't necessarily like I was getting solutions and like all this, but it made me feel less alone. And that really made a huge difference for me when I was getting sober. I had always looked up to him. I mean, when I started social media, he had millions of followers. I was like, man, if I could be like that one day, that would be awesome. And it was something that I wanted to do. I wanted to help other people. And I had set off on my own journey. And he was one of those motivating factors behind YouTube. I mean, I was stoked last year when I got my silver plaque. And I enjoy sharing about substances. I enjoy sharing my lived experiences. I enjoy sharing what I've been through. And this really re-motivated me a lot because I realized that I don't have to be anyone other than who I am. And like, there's a lot of sides of me. Like I will share on stuff that I don't maybe have the best experience with. And it's probably not my place to share on it, and maybe find somebody else who can share on it. But I can also share on a lot of stuff that I haven't even shared on in a different perspective that can help a lot of people. Like it really motivated me. And I went to his studio in Santa Monica and finally met Mark because I was sitting with my wife, and this is back in August, and my wife goes, hey, you got an email from some guy. He says he has like 6 million followers on YouTube. Goes by Soft White Underbelly. I don't know if you ever heard of him. I'm like, are you kidding me? I was like, really? I was like, give me that, man. And I message him back. I email him back, and Mark emails me his cell phone, and he's like, hey, hit me up. And I walk every day. So I go on my evening walk and I call him. And I'm just talking to him, and it was so amazing to talk to him. He goes, you really share about cocaine in a really raw and real way that nobody really does. And that was really inspiring to me. He's like, I really want you on my channel. He goes, your email address on your YouTube channel is wrong. I was like, what? And it was. My email on my YouTube channel was wrong. So I don't know how many years that has been the wrong email on my YouTube channel to connect. If you ever message me through my website, you get a hold of me. But I was just grateful to connect with him. And it was just awesome to talk to him because he was a very humble individual. And he wasn't trying to save the world. He just wanted to share people's stories, to give people a voice, to give people less alone. And that was the thing that really inspired me. And I learned a lot from that. Like it was a growing moment of like, that is what life is about. We're not going to save the world. We're not going to save every addict. We're not going to save everyone dealing with depression. But if we can tell a story and it helps somebody not feel alone and maybe inspires them to reach out, like that's what it matters. I was totally down to do this interview. We worked out the details and ended up driving to Santa Monica, California. Because at first I was like, dude, I get to do this on Skid Row. Because if you go through this YouTube channel way back, like in 2020, you'll see some videos of me and CG Kid down in Skid Row. And I remember walking Skid Row and seeing like his tents and like the makeup artists and stuff, like doing stuff with the lady and being like, oh man, that's Soft White Underbelly's area. I was like, dude, I get to go down Skid Row and do this with you. He's like, no. I have a studio in Santa Monica. We'll do it there. I was like, okay. Which at the time I'm like glad because for a moment I'm like, dude, that'd be so cool. But I also remember what Skid Row is, and I'm with my wife and stuff. I don't want to take her there. It's not really the best of places to be. We get to Santa Monica. We went to Disney and all this and made a great trip out of it. We get there. I was a little early, and I was nervous. I was really scared because I didn't know what to expect. Like I've talked to him on the phone. I've texted him a decent amount. I really liked him. I like him as a person. Like if I had to vouch for somebody as just being a good human being, he is. It was one of those things that it bothered me, and I'll even share that in this video. It bothered me because like I looked him up like on TikTok because I had never really looked him up on TikTok, and I saw somebody saying how, oh, we should cancel Soft White Underbelly because he did this and this and he didn't help this person. And that's not what it's about. Like, you can't help everybody. And it really kind of upset me because I was like, he's actually a good human being. He's doing what he can do to also protect his own mental health. And he's being raw and real of what the world needs too. So that part, I was really, just meeting him then just really inspired me. I got to give him a hug. He gave me a book. I have an autographed Soft White Underbelly book. It says, "You're awesome, Mark. I love it." We get there and I'm like thinking like I'm going to get with the makeup arts and all this stuff. And we end up going back into this room, and I sit down to do this interview, and there's like no makeup artist or anything. He asked me to take off my hat, and that's why I'm going to start actually doing my videos with my hat off. I do my TikToks with my hat on. I'm kind of known for my hat. Like, if you ever see me in public, a lot of people don't realize I wear glasses the majority of the time. I don't wear my contacts out a whole lot. I have blue eyes. So a lot of people don't really recognize me ever unless I wear this hat. Or if I have my contacts in and I make eye contact with someone, they'll be like, "I think I know you." So we're back there. It's hot. There's no real AC. He takes a couple pictures of me, and he sits me down and he's like, "Hey, you're a cocaine addict, tell me about it." And for 2 hours, I just talked. And he would interject and ask some questions, and I just shared my story. And it's amazing when you share and you're talking with somebody and there's silence, that your brain kind of picks up on these weird nuggets. And there was even stuff that I shared that I'm like, man, I've never actually really shared that before. But it was like, because there was this silence, my brain went to this topic or whatever it was. I was like, that's where I started to really realize, like, even with my channel and a lot of the videos I've done are really fake videos. They're not fake, I shouldn't say that, but they're produced in this sense of like, "Hey guys, this is the 10 steps to this." Like, we're talking about like, how do you really know if somebody's on cocaine? And it was like, you don't. Like, I've done videos, and I'm going to do a video of like the 5 signs somebody's on cocaine, high on it. You will never know. Hindsight's 20/20. If you're a cocaine addict and someone says, "Hey, I think they're on coke," you know what to look for. But if you've never done cocaine before, you don't have anyone in your life that has been a cocaine addict, you don't know what to look for. You don't know how to detect if somebody's really an addict. These signs do you no good because you're not really looking into these signs and understand them. And so a lot of it really just opened up my eyes a lot of like, nobody can beat themselves up if they have a loved one that's a cocaine addict because you didn't know. Like, yeah, looking back, you do now, but you didn't at the time. You'll avoid the situation from now on, though. And that was the thing, is it was just a great experience with him. And we got done, and it was like a 2.5-hour interview. I didn't realize it was going to take that long. And it was cool. Like, time just stopped, just getting to talk with him. We got out, and everybody had left. My wife was still there, and she's like, "Hey," we took some pictures with him. And he gave me his book and stuff. And I was just like, it was the highlight of my year. And it really inspired me now to actually come back to YouTube, to really share. To share real and raw experiences with like trauma and with all the reasons why I did drugs. And I'm going to go from my side of how and why I did drugs, because when I was getting sober, I couldn't find stuff on that. I struggle with anxious attachment style. This is something I just found out. I'm in the middle of EMDR therapy. There's so much more I can share and help people with, and then find others even. So I'm excited about it. And it was just one of the most inspiring moments I had in a long time. And I'm really, really grateful for that. If I could do it again, I definitely would.